Good morning. So this message is for Libra. That's where I'm starting this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So before I get into anything, I have messages for you. Clearly, I have a whole book. But anyway, no, I'm kidding. I don't know why I get so nervous at these intros. But anyway, I smoke, I curse. I speak of and reference God because that's what I believe in and I pray to. And there will be noise in the background of my videos. So if any of that is a problem for you, click the little X button in the top right corner. And if you're going to stick around, then thank you and welcome. And let's get started. Not waste any time. So Libra, I have messages for you. It was 10:04 and I have messages. Your scale is off balance. Back to Virgo. Read planet card. Going back to a Virgo to read them. Not a good idea. Going back to a Virgo reading to get back on track, on balance. Good idea. So there's something about a Virgo reading. I don't know who's Virgo reading, but there's something about going back to Virgo or going back to a Virgo or maybe looking at where Virgo is in your chart. The scale have to be weighed, goods, bads. The scales have to be weighed out, goods, bads, pros, cons, wins, losses. Stop and start energy, small bursts of focus and productivity, and then move on to next task and give that the same. So it's like you have this energy of you have like this productivity over time. I was about to start explaining. I'm just gonna read the messages. Productivity over time, making progress, bigger project like moving, building a business. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back. The stop and start energy is like you're doing you have a project that you're working on and it's gonna take you maybe a few weeks or a week to do it, and you're stopping and you're starting. You got these small bursts of focus. Okay, so like say for instance you're moving. It's like you got the whole entire house to pack, but you have like a month or two before you actually have to like move. So you have time, but you're like starting. So you'll do the kitchen and you'll clean the dishes and then you'll let them dry and then you go and do something else and then you come back and you pack the dishes and you put them away in boxes and those things are done. Then you wash the second cabinets full of dishes, let them dry, and then go do what you were doing already, maybe laundry or something to do with your house task. But like a bigger project like moving is what I put, so that's funny that I gave you that reference. Building a business, brain rot. It's like you're trying to build a business but you're unbalanced because you keep going back to shit that's just rotting your brain, wasteful shit, wasting your time on shit that's not useful for you. You're not learning anything. And maybe even situations, could be people, places, situations, could be scrolling through social media, could be anything, could be just wasting your time, being interrupted, like not putting your foot down and having a whole bunch of miniature interruptions, minute interruptions, minuscule, that's the word, minuscule interruptions, and collectively they take up a lot of time, but in that moment it's just a minute here or a minute there. It's like maybe putting your foot down to that, but that's the brain rot. Unbalanced. Go back to Virgo, meaning need more information if know your birth chart. So look and see where Virgo is in your chart, whichever house is the area of life you need more information in. You're welcome. I feel like I just okay, so wherever Virgo in your birth is in your birth chart, whatever house, that's the area of life that you need more information in. I said you're welcome. I feel like I just gave you the answer to an issue you've been having, a cycle repetitive wheel. So again, if you know your chart, that's like the message for you. If you don't know your chart, that's not your message. I mean, if you want to go look it up, then that's on you. But wherever Virgo is in your chart, whatever house it is, that's what area of life you need more information. You need an answer. It's going to give you an answer to solve a repetitive cycle or an issue that you've been having, a repeating cycle. Could be even like a recurring dream. They say that recurring dreams are an unresolved issue that has to be resolved, and that's why you keep having the same dream. Until you resolve the issue, you're going to continue to have the dream. So this is like that. This is like the answer to that. Wherever Virgo is, whatever house Virgo is in your chart, that's going to give you the answer. Cardinal, fixed, mutable. They're composed. Cardinal signs, fixed signs, and mutables are of all the elements. It's like we need them all. We need all aspects, and that speaks to the balance. Dissipating temporarily. ascending, have to, be back, Hermit, inner knowing. Dissipating, ascending, be back, Hermit, inner knowing. It's temporary, you have to. Dissipating? Yeah, dissipating. It's like, when I read that, I just seen like, you remember Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Where they made the thing disappear and it reappeared as particles. It forms as particles. When I said dissipating, that's what I seen, like particles dissolved. Poof. It, whatever it is, just went into tiny particles and it just dissolves. And then it's like that has a message, ascending, be back. The Hermit, inner knowing. Scales, not from scales as in weight and measure, scales of a fish. Loud, shiny, thin, flake-like sparkles, speckles, or specks of gold. Found in gold, leprechaun. Oh, found me gold. I just said found in gold, so I don't know what's found in gold. That might be like, some of you might be chemist or physicists, I think are the words. I don't know, something about gold and what's in gold, the composition of gold. 10:10 on the clock when I said that. But what I wrote here was found me gold. Found me gold, leprechaun. Horror movie, older, ghoulish, gruesome, werewolf, Halloween, what the fuck? I said what the fuck because I'm trying to understand how we just went from this to Halloween. Wouldn't let you have a seat in the executive meeting, so you scaled the building to the 33rd floor and you came through the window. Cindy fainted. What the fuck? Who the fuck is Cindy, and what the fuck do I care that she fainted? So, ouch. You picked a real winner with that one. Prick. Here we go again. That was the end of, yeah, that's the end of your messages. But this part right here, they wouldn't let you have a seat in the executive meeting, so you scaled the building to the 33rd floor and came in through the window. Cindy fainted. I think that like there's so much in that. They wouldn't let you have a seat at the table when it wasn't their say. Because who the fuck would be able to scale the building to the 33rd floor and come in through the window? You know those buildings that have windows on the 33rd floor, those windows don't open. So it's not like you literally scaling the building and coming through the window. Not on like some painter's scaffolding or not even like that. Like there's no logistical way that could possibly happen. So at the end of the day, I feel like that really speaks to there is no ceiling for you. There is no roof for you. There is no limit for you. When God says that this is where you're going to be, this is where you're going to be. He said that you're going to sit at that fucking executive table and in that meeting and you're going to be there. Even if you have to scale the building to the 33rd floor and come in through the window. Now the 33rd floor, that speaks to me in itself. Again, 33, master builder number. So master number, I just think it's all divinely orchestrated. And Cindy fainted, so I feel like Cindy is the energy of whatever it was that was trying to keep you out of that meeting. Whatever is, I put here, wouldn't let you have a seat in the executive meeting. I feel like Cindy's the one who wouldn't let you have the seat in the executive meeting. And it doesn't mean a person Cindy. So to all the Cindys out there, I'm sorry, like, not to throw shade on your name, that's the name that I picked up. So anyway, Cindy fainted. And then who the fuck is Cindy and what the fuck do I care that she fainted? It's probably what half of y'all were probably thinking when I said that. Then I put ouch. You picked a real winner with that one. Prick. Here we go again. So that's some kind of, I feel like that's separate. That may be like on the back end of things, the whispers and shit, people who were cool with Cindy who didn't want you to sit in that meeting. But I don't know where that came from. I feel like that's separate from that. This is you. And this is outside of you. Something about the scales of a fish being shiny, that the shiny new thing, shiny new object, always chasing something shiny and new. Alright, Libra. So I already prayed. I shuffled, but I always shuffle again just because like I shuffle a little bit on camera so you don't feel like it's the okie doke and I don't like no cards down until after. have for Libra? Got a new moon coming up. We got the rest of May. What do we have for Libra? I feel like you have a busy schedule for the rest of the month, and it seems like everyday errands, routines. It doesn't seem like overwhelmingly busy, and it seems like it's your own business. It doesn't seem like a 9 to 5, or if it is a 9 to 5, you don't have a traditional sitting in one place at a specific time of the day. You kind of work at your leisure or from wherever. Maybe you travel for work. Could be like a process server. I just thought of the movie Pineapple Express. You could smoke weed. And there's that movie Ted. Stoner movies. I don't know. What do we have for Libra though? For May. Going into this new moon. We're in May. What do we have for Libra? Oh, and happy birthday to all those Tauruses who are maybe just cross watching, or I don't know. Maybe you have Taurus and you're just watching because you have Libra placements. I don't know. All I know is I just felt the need to say happy birthday to Taurus. So, happy birthday. Alright, Libra. Let's get your inner square. Let me stop fucking around here. Get to it. I hear y'all. All right. I'm getting. All right. You could just like fast forward through that. All right. No. Yeah. No. I don't put them out for you. I just cut the cards and let them pick. I need cards for Libra's inner square. I don't know why I just got like stop and go stupid confused. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. You might be starting something new that you haven't experienced before. I gotta leave room for the outer square. I like to flip them so I'm not looking at them, so I don't feel like I'm reading as they flip out. But you can never really tell where the reading is going until you look at all the cards, because you think it's going one way and it really is not. The inner square for Libra, please. Inner square for Libra, please. Inner square for Libra, please. You might be doing things differently. So if you're starting something new that you're a novice at, you might do things differently than the standard methods or procedures that they have set up in place for that position. Like, you might find a way that works better for you that ends up being more efficient overall, but all I know is that you're doing something differently. You're not doing it the traditional way of doing it. Just the opposite of Taurus. Okay, which one fell out first? Fudge. I'm gonna guess this one because I didn't see it fall out. And now we have to shuffle for your outer square. Give me Libra's outer square, please. Yeah, the cards are flipped. Some of them are up, some of them are down. That's why. Sometimes you see a card, sometimes you don't, because I don't fix them. When I go to pull them, how they come out is how they come out. If they flip over in the deck, they flip over in the deck. And I don't read reversals on this deck, so I don't have to worry about that. Those who wanted to come out. Like I said, this is the shuffle for the outer square. Your inner square is like you, your destiny. And your outer square are outer influences or energies that could affect you and how things go in the inner square. So we have Libra's outer square, please. Libra's outer square, please. Libra's outer square, please. it there on top. Libra's outer square, please. Why are we sideways? Libra's outer square, please. Yeah, I don't usually pull them out unless they come out, so, and I try to keep them in the order that they come out. I'm moving these up so I have a little bit of room for the bottom card, because I got a big card right there. Might be going with the flow. If you are starting something new that you're a novice at, like that you don't, this is like an entry level position, might be something that like is not in your field but you're kind of familiar in, that you just have never done it professionally. You're like going with the flow. Like I said, you're finding your own way of doing things, you're finding your own methods, but you're still like fluid and flexible. And I didn't mean that in a nasty way, but I don't know, that's the, as soon as I said you're flexible, I just got like, ew. Like some creep feeling like, oh, flexible. Ew. You might be at the gym and it might be a female energy at the gym and you have men gawking at you. You might have them not just be in the gym, but you have let me act like I'm a Gemini with Mercury in my chart who knows how to communicate. Pardon me, Libra. You may be a feminine energy who can be anywhere, but you're not carrying yourself or presenting yourself in a sexual energy, but men are looking at you like that. That's what I was trying to articulate. Thank you. Now, we're going to get your inner square. I feel like that was a lot. Give me a second to look at the square and read it. The center of a reading is a shock, a surprise. You could be Cindy. You could be the one who faints, who's shocked and surprised. You could have been the one trying to keep somebody out of something. Trying to keep somebody from having a seat at the table, and you're surprised when they show up. This could have been an event or something, a party that somebody like orchestrated and excluded you from, and then you show up. You're gonna surprise them. But that's the feeling around the whole thing. Before I even looked at the rest of the square, at the center of it is surprise, and it's a surprise victory. Surprise victory, something about you're on your path, on the path. Number 43 might be significant. 43, 49. You could be 43, you could be 49. Whatever this surprise victory is, it's like, it's something that you might have been the underdog in something. You might have had a lawsuit and going up against like the whole like Department of Ed or something like that. You might have stood up and not thought that you were going to win, but you were hurt and you win, and it's a surprise victory that you didn't see coming. You didn't get no love. Whatever this was that you were fighting for, that you got this victory for, people didn't show you any love. They didn't support you. They acted like you were crazy. They made it known. Well, no, not all of them. Some of them made it known that they were your enemy, and some of them kept it a secret. They try to hide the fact that they were your enemy and they didn't agree with you, and they try to take that information and use it against you, whatever they can get out of you. It's like somebody taking money for like, let's go buy some weed or alcohol, and then turning around and putting you on blast for buying weed and alcohol with your money. I don't know why that would be. Who does that matter to? But, and like, maybe you're on child support or something, and you take the child support money to go buy weed, and somebody tells the non-custodial parent that's what you're spending the money on. I don't know why. Again, that seems so trivial and insignificant, but it's for somebody. This could have went either way. This victory, it wasn't necessarily just necessarily gonna be yours. This is something you truly had to fight for, and if you didn't stand up for yourself, you wouldn't have got this. This could have went either way, but there's something you did, some step, some action you took, that you spoke up for yourself and you defended yourself, and you did it perfectly and eloquently, and as a result, you're surprised when this shit goes in your favor. Again, this is moving. You'll be moving. 1987 could be significant. 1978 could be significant. Something about when you were 7 or 8 years old. A childhood friend. A childhood friend from when you were like 7 or 8, maybe even 9 years old. You see them, you run into them. It might have been like a clique of 3 of you. You're definitely moving. And there's that number 33. Remember I said you scaled the building to the 33rd floor? Here's that number 33. And the 5, that shows the conflict. And it shows that you overcame the conflict, the obstacle, whatever it was, the perceived ceiling. You broke through that shit. There is no ceiling. There is no, I keep hearing the glass ceiling, the reference of the glass ceiling, and that there is no ceiling. You shattered the glass ceiling. You get to elevate higher. It's like, again, Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. When you go all the way up, at the end, the elevator just whoosh, goes out the building. Something about that movie, Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, the golden ticket, the surprise is going to feel like the golden ticket. That information that you discover when you go back to Virgo might be the golden ticket. Something about Willy Wonka and the fucking golden ticket. Libra. Go watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And the original one. I'm not talking about all these remakes. And don't ask me for who the actors were, because I don't remember. Nor do I know their names. I don't think I ever knew. I just know that, Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. And if I remember correctly, he was poor. He didn't have shit. Some of you dudes out there, some of you guys watching, and there's a lady that you may or may not have had your eye on, like you may or may not have been attracted to her, but you thought like, wait, okay, let me rephrase. There's a lady that you are attracted to, but she's like alone, single, after a breakup, after a divorce. She's just like kind of doing her own thing, and you think like in your head, you're like, she might be bitter and cold. Like, she might give you the cold shoulder, but she actually really does dig you. She looks at you like, I like him. She's just afraid. For some of you, she's afraid of the lifestyle you live. That you might not make it into old age with her. You know what I mean? You like, I don't know, maybe you ride motorcycles and you ride real fast or some shit. Or you just like do something that she perceives as reckless. So she's guarded against you because of your lifestyle. And then others of you, it's a feeling of being guarded because she doesn't want to be disappointed again. Whoever you are, there's been disappointment before. So you could be this Queen of Swords. That someone's looking at you like, damn, she's it. But and you like this person, you like him, but you're like, damn, like, I don't want to get hurt again. Or this dude's mad fucking reckless. He out there in the streets doing all kind of shit. He might hustle. I don't know, but I'm not talking about that because we're not getting into that. You understand what I'm saying? You just don't want to be disappointed again. Your heart. You guard your heart. Something about not going in circles again. Not jumping in this loop of disappointment. This loop of disappointment and love. Something about that. Number 42 could be significant. 23, 32, number 5. Somebody really tried to keep you out of something. Somebody really, really tried to keep you like separated, keep you excluded, keep you out of something, keep you from receiving something. And it was completely unsuccessful. You could have been doing this to somebody, and it's a fucking shock and surprise to you that none of their shit worked. Something about 7, 21, 21, and the multiples of 21, 7, 3. Somebody surprised you walked away. Or you're surprised that, if you're a masculine, you're surprised that somebody walked away. Somebody that you thought was like gonna be there for the long run. This is somebody that you like see in a long-term future where like she's like, if you wanted to have kids, she'd be, or if you have kids, she'd be a good mother figure to them. She was very kind and nurturing. For some of you, masculine energies, you walked away from her because you didn't want to hurt her. Because you're afraid. Your heart is guarded. You didn't want to cause her pain. I heard that Brandy, I never meant to cause you no pain. I just want to, oh, that's not even Brandy, that's Monica. Did that before you walk out my life. Oops, I'm sorry, Monica. I like you better than Brandy anyway. Yes, I said it, Brandy. I liked Monica better. When I was a kid, I think I liked Brandy better, but as an adult, I like Monica better. But that's just my preference, and that's none of y'all business. All right, Libra, let's get to your outer square. Hey, no fooling around. Oh, there's that Bobby Brown song. Hey. All right, let's see. Some of you are going to lose a friend in an accident. For some of you, this wasn't a friend, this was an enemy that you didn't know. This was somebody who you might have known stole money from you. This is an enemy over money for some of you. But it's a friend of a friend. Like it's a person in your circle who, like, you might have had a friend as a kid and then they stole from you and you didn't talk to them no more. And, you know, you still know who they are. You still grew up with them. They're still in the circle of people that they grew up with, but you don't fuck with them and then they die. This person dies in a car accident or some kind of serious accident. If it's a car accident, they were making plans, like you had plans, they were going somewhere. Or you might have been making plans to go see somebody, and before you can go see them, they pass. There was an accident, something happened. Could have been a drug accident, but either way, it was an accidental death. It wasn't somebody who planned to die. This wasn't like, for one or two, it was. This accident was caused by somebody who didn't want to be here anymore. But that's not for very many people. Something about October 10th, October 18th, August 10th. This person might have been 18. They died young. They could have been 30. Either way, they died young. It wasn't something that they might have got into an argument with a family member and got into the car and then drove off and got into an accident. This could have been your ex-husband. Could have been your ex-husband. You guys had a rough marriage and y'all split, and years later you understand why you split, because you see where that road would have led to down the road. They would have done some reckless shit and passed away. And there's another 10. For the people of you who that is not for the people of you who are looking at somebody like, damn, like that could be the one, like I like that person, but I'm just guarded. For those of you who are guarded, that person is your match. That person is like your match. Something about meant to heal that guard that you have up. For discipline, meant to heal the past disappointments in love. This relationship, this person, if you allow them in, this person was sent to aid you in healing the disappointments of your past, of the failures of your past relationships. Some of you, that past relationship, it would have left the ordinary, the average person, like with a hardened heart or bitter, or it would have turned you into a pillar of salt, like Lot's wife, for looking back. But like, by the grace of God, that didn't do that to you. Your heart didn't become hardened Guarded, yes, but hard, no. You still have the capacity to love, and you will still be happy in the future. You have that ability. 1111 with the 29 and the 29. Something you lost that you weren't supposed to ever get back, you do. Something that it was supposed to be an irretrievable loss, like, and I can't even say like death, but like if you think of reincarnation, a person dies and then they reincarnate into like your pet or something. I don't know, but it's like something that you're not supposed to be able to get back. Something that was supposed to be final, dead, signed, lost, like gone. You're not getting it back, but you do somehow or another, because I said this in a reading the other day, because what's meant for you is meant for you. You can't, when God says this is for you, or I said this earlier to you in the thing, if it's meant for you to sit at that table, nobody can say you're not going to sit at that table, because God said you're going to sit at that fucking table, and that's just the way it is. So whatever this was that somebody thought that they took from you, that they killed it, I'm sorry I stopped, but it was because it's like, this is bringing me like a financial situation, like a business, like an executive, some sneaky shady shit that somebody did at work, like with the higher ups. This is not giving me like, oh, I work in a retail store and I do a sales position. This is giving me a big corporation meeting executives, contracts, dealings, and somebody like blowing smoke up your ass. Remember earlier I was saying that you might not have thought you were going to win this situation. You might have been in a court situation. You might have been the underdog. You might have been going up like a big corporation like the Board of Ed or something. This is that situation. This is them blowing smoke up your ass, like, oh, we're gonna do what it is that you say. We're gonna right the wrongs, and we're gonna fix things. And meanwhile, the entire time, that's not what they have planned for you. That's not what they have planned for the situation. 3613, 1988. Whatever the situation is, they could have been hiding it since 1988. And they thought that they would never get caught. You're moved away from this. You get communication. You get some kind of message, communication, notification, thought. It could be, I don't know if it's a spiritual or physical communication, but you get some kind of communication that shines the light on who this enemy is. Like, it's a person that you didn't think. You might have known this person for 24 years. Something about 24 karat gold and the composition of something. You might have thought that something was solid gold, 24 karat gold, and it's not. It's not even gold plated. You could have bet your house on this. Like, I don't. Something about a past house. Past house. But that past house is like, remember in Peanuts how one of the characters, I think it was Pigpen, he had the cloud that was always above his head everywhere he went. That's how the past house is. It's like the whole neighborhood had this cloud above its head. And the future house, the one that you're moving into, because I saw so some of you are moving, the one that you're moving into is like bright and airy. It's like moving from a basement to a beautiful house. with no buildings or nothing blocking your horizon, your view, your sunlight. I just heard that other Brandy sitting on top of the world. I don't know about Brandy. You might like Brandy. I'm talking about the alcohol Brandy. You might like the singer Brandy. I don't know. But I just heard Brandywine. That may be the name of the street of this new house. Brandy could be your enemy. It could be you find out that that's the name of your enemy. Brady could be Brady, like last name Brady. Could be their first name. Could be their kid's name. The hatred runs deep. You didn't even know it was there. Like it's like having an enemy near you for like 8 years, 32 years or some wild shit, and not even knowing that they were your enemy. It's like your maid of honor in your fucking wedding being a fucking snake and fucked your husband or some shit. Like, wow. And that's why you're single now. Because that's how it transpired. But you notice that ever since you left, things have been better for you. And not just you notice, everybody notices, and that's why they're pissed off. Because you weren't supposed to be happy after this. You were supposed to have a hardened heart. You were supposed to be bitter. For some of you, this person who gets into the accident and dies, that was the person trying to keep you out of shit. That was Cindy. I'm sorry, and not to say that there are any Cindys out there who are going to pass. But I was talking about energetically from the messages that I had a few minutes ago. For some of you, it's somebody who, like, you have an elder family member who was single, that was not married but had their own shit, and they loved the fuck out of you. Or maybe they were just widowed for a really long time. They were a widower or a widow for a really long time, and they loved the shit out of you. They loved you deeply, and you don't know that they left you a house. They want to see you in this house. It's going to bring them great joy. And don't for one second think that because your ancestors pass on that they're not here with you. Their physical vessel passes. You might have known about this enemy blowing smoke up your ass. For some of you, it's not like a big corporate thing. It might have been like somebody that you know who was like not a real friend, and you allowed them in your circle, but not in your circle, but close enough, because you felt like, I'm gonna just play with them. It's like knowing somebody is it's like knowing somebody's flaws and not feeding them, but like limiting them from affecting you. So if somebody that you know is a whore and you choose to still hang out with her, you don't bring her around your boyfriend or your husband because you know she's capable of fucking him. Even though I feel like that would be personally on your husband or boyfriend. But that's neither here nor there. That's the example that I used. Or if you know that a person likes to gossip behind your back and talk shit, and this is a person that you work with, for instance, you're not going to tell them things that are going to get you in trouble at work. You're going to tell them things that you want other people to know. Like, this one stole my food from the refrigerator at work. Not that you give a fuck, but now everybody knows that that person is a thief and stole your food. You understand? But you didn't have to be the one to go tell everybody that this one is a thief and stole your food. It's something like that. Like you were playing with the situation. You were playing with your enemy, like playing with your food. Like playing with it. Because you felt like you're smarter. Like, they wouldn't be able to, like, you wouldn't lose. Some of you have like this arrogant, I can't lose. Some of you don't. And that's why you have the arrogant, I can't lose. For the person who passes away unexpectedly, their family's gonna fight over their stuff. They don't have their affairs in order. This person doesn't have life insurance. They don't have a will set in place. Nothing like that. For some, this person who passes away, if it was a male who passes away, you find out that they had a whole nother female. Maybe even a wife. Ouch. Maybe this person wanted to marry you and you said no, and you find out when they die that they had a wife. Now you understand. But going back to the very beginning, there's some kind of victory that you didn't see you getting. You didn't think you were going to get it, but you do. You do. And when you get it, it hurts a lot of people. It breaks a lot of hearts. So it's like competing for a really high position in a company and winning. It's like going up against the Board of Ed in a lawsuit and winning. You got a whole bunch of people in the Board of Ed who are like fucking disappointed, and they lost a shitload of money, and now they have to figure out how they're going to allocate funds from here to there to pay you. I don't know why I keep getting the Board of Ed thing. Some of you might be still in the Board of Ed. I don't know. But there's a lot of 10s here. 10s and 8s. And 8 for me is infinite and abundance. 10s are endings and new beginnings. And with the death out here, I'd be lying to you if I said that I didn't see the endings. For some of you, this death is in the past. Some of you, this person already passed away. They got into a car accident, a really bad car accident, and they died. Could have even been a motorcycle accident. This was a past person. They were like 44 or 46 when they died, maybe even 48. Or they might have been turning 44 or 46 this year because they died young. Might be the anniversary of their passing. Something about you overcoming mighty enemies and large obstacles, the mountains, and a lot of this shit that you overcame. You're shocked that you were able to overcome it. A lot of these are situations that, some of these situations that I mentioned are things that you've experienced collectively in the past, and you're genuinely surprised that you were able to overcome this. If it wasn't for the grace of God, you would have lost your mind. God keeps you. And that's awesome for you. And I'm just going to leave it there. I don't really feel like there's much else to say. My condolences for any of you who lost a friend, an actual friend, not somebody who was just pretending. My condolences. But for the rest of y'all, congratulations on your move. Like, your heart is in this home. Wherever it is, your heart is in it. Like, you love it. And there's nothing, like, it's an inner joy that anybody outside of you can do to affect it. They can't take it. This isn't something that they can pick at, steal. This is something that is from within. Provides you inner joy. You're honored to know that you're that love, that God loves you that much, that He kept you and protected you from all this shit, and that you were able to overcome it all. You're honored. It's been a long road. There's that song that, been a long road till I see you again, till I see you, my friend, something about when I see you again. There's that sad song. I'm not even trying to sing right now. I was fucking around, singing around my house yesterday, and my voice is plus I was smoking. So anyway, Libra, I'm out of here. I keep saying I'm out of here, but I'm not leaving. Like I said, there's something that you did. You stood up for yourself. You made a decision. And you restored balance. That's what it is. You restored balance to your scale. That's the action. Oh, I figured it out for you. See, there's your answer. The action that you took is rebalancing your scale and standing up for yourself. You made the decision to stand up for yourself, and whatever that looks like in your life is what leads to this move and this victory that surprises you. Alright, now I'm for really out. Alright, bye Libra. Till I see you again. Bye!